CNN: The United States reached an agreement that extends quietly for 10 years at an expanding base in Qatar, and said to 3 U.S. defense officials and another official who is familiar with the agreement. The agreement, which is not publicly explained, emphasizes the confidence of Washington, the small Gulf country, which recently plays a central role in mediating Americans to get out of captivity Gaza and Venezuela. The Udeid Air Base in desert southwest of Doha is the largest U.S. military installation in Middle East and can accommodate more than 10,000 American troops. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin visited Udeid last month, where he thanked Qatar for their increasing spending. However, he did not mention the renewal, and Biden did not announce it at a time when Qatar was under the increasing investigation to host senior Hamas leaders, Tatar officials. But after a U.S. request during the Obama administration, Hamas was allowed to open a political office in Doha. The base has become a very important center for air operations of the U.S. Central Command in Afghanistan, Iran and the Middle East. The extension comes because it supports presence of the U.S. in midst of threats from Iran-backed militant groups in Iran, Syria and Yemen. Hamas went primary with Hamas to increase the first scores of Qatar, Israel and international hostages after kidnapping 240 hostages from Israel on October 7. The negotiations on Americans detained by Venezuela were less public during the months. But President Nicolas Maduro appeared after United States released 10 Americans for a close ally, accused laundering hundreds of millions dollars last month. Qatar's participation in both negotiation sets is seen as an extension of role of mediation with country's enemies, including Iran and Taliban. Analysts, when combined with ability to act as a facilitator of the wide oil and natural gas wealth, fists on weight of QatarHe, says he's letting him throw it. Although it was not hidden to host Hamas leadership, it fired Qatar's criticism of the savagery of October 7 in Israel and asked them to expel Hamas. President Joe Biden talked about his speeches with the Order of Qatar, but he did not give them the loan they felt from time to time. In November, he did not mention Qatar Washington Post in November. Egypt and other Middle East allies were referred to in his official statement. He did not emphasize the publication of detainees Venezuela. The Pentagon also rejected CNN's request for comments on Tuesday. Thousands Afghan flew from Kabul to Udeid during chaotic American withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021. The U.S. military personnel struggled to raise the big refugees of what Biden calls one biggest, most difficult airlines in history. Qatar has committed billions of funds. Udeid became main airbase of CENTCOM in 2003. Changed forces and beings from Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia, where existence of many American military staff was more sensate.